Hey guys, what's going on? DuffKing56 here, back with our Final Fantasy XIII-2 Let's Play, and welcome back, guys. I am so excited today. If you guys didn't see my tweet, I said I knew exactly what I was going to do, and damn it, do I ever. First of all, we have to take a quick stop in a Brush of Ruins, and if I told you that this would probably be one of the more fragment-filled sessions, you'd probably be surprised, wouldn't you? Well, this is probably going to be one of the more fragment-filled sessions in Final Fantasy XIII-2. So without further ado, let's hop into Brush of Ruins and get the first fragment today. Today we will be doing nothing story-based. We will be doing a lot of fragment farming, fragment hunting, whatever you want to call it, but a lot of progression, and we need to progress before we can really touch on different parts of the story. We need to be prepared. We need to be on top of our game. We need to be in tip-top shape. And what's so interesting about going back and getting these fragments is, to me, I did these in a little bit of a different order in my first playthrough. So going back and getting these fragments in the order that I'm getting them is really foreign to me. It's really interesting, and I can kind of compare and contrast just my personal experience with how you can go and get these different fragments, because as you guys know, there are plenty different ways to cut the cake, and there are plenty of different ways to get fragments and stuff in this game. So let me just check on our map where we are. Of course, we are in the opposite corner of the map, and as you can see, we picked up the silver petal last session, I believe the last episode of our last session. So we have to go get and turn in, well, we have to turn in the silver petal quest. So that is going to be my objective today, at least for Brush of Ruins, and then we can finish this place off for the most part. The only thing I can foresee us coming back here is for more monster combat, some more bestiary type completion type questing. But we'll worry about that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it later. I'm just really excited to come and return the silver petal, because it feels good to complete older areas, because we've been here and we've had, you know, more than enough orientation in this area, and we've basically 100%ed it for all intents of purposes. We just have one more Brush of Ruins to go to get to those two little grayed out areas, which is not going to be a large issue. And, you know, since I have a bunch of Geishel Greens, I think I'll hop on the Chocobo here and get myself my nice Chocobo theme that I can't even hear because the volume is down, but it's okay. I think it's going to be worth it. We're going to expedite the process, because that is all we are going for in this area. Like I said, this is the only thing we're here for, so we might as well do it. We might as well do it quickly, because if we do it slowly, then what's the point, man? I just want to really avoid combat, because we're not going to get a lot of experience from it. I mean, if we were going to benefit from sustained combat in this area, I might have said, yeah, let's just sort of make the trek there. Like, if we were getting 900, 800 Crystarian points a pop. Not really, we're not. So we're going to get more like 100, 200, you know, 50 Crystarian points a pop. We don't really want that, because right now it takes us about 550 Crystarian points or so just to level to one different crystal. So, you know, it's kind of a feeling out thing. It's really personal preference, but yeah, this guy is actually going to be extremely grateful for the silver petal that we're bringing back to him, and there's kind of a little twist to it, so I don't want to spoil it. I'm just going to give it to you guys by letting this guy do all the work for me. So without further ado, let's talk to this man and return the silver petal.
You actually brought me a silver petal? But where on Pulse did you find it? Are you really giving this to me? Thank you. But I must confess, my niece is no longer around to admire it. On the day that Cocoon fell, she died alongside so many others. It broke our hearts. She was just 5 years old. I'll never forget how much happiness she brought to our family. Such a sweet girl, even if she was spoiled rotten. We were never able to find the place where she fell. I'll put the flower on the grave and say a prayer to her memory. Do you think our little princess will like the silver petal?
So there we go. We completed the Anna Miseria quest, and that is just sad. That is really sad. And I felt myself actually grip the first time I turned in this quest, because it really caught me off guard. I was very surprised that this man was saying this to me, and, you know, grievances to his daughter, his whatever, man, his spoiled rotten kid, you know. And it's just sad, because this game is very grim at parts, but you have to push through it. So let's actually hop back into happier times in the Historia Crux. We have ourselves a date with, let's see, where are we going? Well, I'm going to show you, because I cannot think of the name. We are going to the Augusta Tower. 200 AF, I believe, is exactly where we want to go. I just want to make sure, because you can never be too sure. Because as you can see, we finished off this Augusta Tower. There's no reason to be there. This is where we're going. We're going to Augusta Tower 200 AF because we have to unlock a gate. And yes, we are going to be hopping around in time, and it's going to be awesome, man. You got to be able to do these things. I got to keep you guys on your toes because it's just how it's supposed to be. And there's about 9 fragments that we're going to end up getting from this, so it's definitely within our best interest to actually go and grab them. Because as I said later, some of the weapons later and they scale based on how many fragments you have. And also, one thing that I didn't tell you guys about the rocker chocobos, I forgot what they're actually called, like the wild chocobos, they actually, they consume more Geishel greens, the less fragments you have. So the more fragments you have, they will consume less Geishel greens per amount of time, and that's actually in the guide if you guys want to look that up. I thought that was actually a fairly interesting facet of the game because, you know, there's some things that always catch you off guard in this, and I really do like that. So we are going down, I believe, to floor 49. If I'm not mistaken, there is a gate for us to get there with one of our newly found wild artifacts, which I'm so happy to have, because you can never get enough, and by never get enough, I mean you can only get 10, so you need to get as many as you can to unlock these extra areas, and this will just lead us, it snowballs, and it will lead us into a bunch of different quests in a bunch of different areas. So the fragments actually in Augusta Tower 200 AF are kind of tough to grab, so it's kind of interesting to see how you end up dealing with a lot of that. And we haven't even been to this floor yet, which is fairly interesting. And I'm looking around for the gate that I do not see. It might be actually in one of these console computer areas. I'm just going to, like I said before, I'm just going to explore as much of this map as I possibly can because that's how you do it, my friends. And we're just going to see if we can pick up a lot of these great areas. Whoa! Okay. I forgot that the jump button was not the one that I selected, which is terrible. That is undisciplined of me. The jump button is B, sir and or madam. And let's see. I think we might be... Is there a fragment down one of these poles? Because I know there is a fragment. It might be on floor 50 that I missed it. Oh! Looks like we're going to be fighting some flan, my friends. Which shouldn't be that more... Shouldn't be difficult because we definitely got a bunch of different... I should say we got a bunch of skills in the meantime since we've been here. As you can see, we just completely destroyed them, so no problem, guys. We got this completely under control. And now it's the Flanator's time to die. I'm surprised we actually didn't hit him for more. And actually, Sam, one of the commenters from the previous episodes, made a comment that the Chocobo shakes its butt to attack and pull aggro in this game, and I just saw it happen, and it made me chuckle. And I can't not look at that now and not think that Chocobo... Oh, there's the gate. I completely wasn't looking in the right direction. But anyways, we have to spin this place around just so that we can get through it. As I was saying before, it's just funny because those things make me laugh, apparently. Apparently, I'm an immature person. But I would argue against that, insofar that I'm not, because I can arbitrarily argue things. But I guess we're playing some more combat here. Shouldn't be that big of an issue if we just rely on our Blitz and our Ruinga to launch these guys up in the air, do massive damage if I was French, but I'm not. I'm going to actually go against these Wurg Scandroids really quickly. I'm going to... Oh boy, I should just be in Relentless Assault mode here, because there we go, yes. Doing massive damage. Oh, damage is good. Damage is very good. There we go, we actually took out a fair amount of all these Wurgs. We're probably going to be getting a lot of experience just from this fight itself. I can't wait. And we took down another Flander. Man, these guys are just falling like a house of cards. I actually haven't made a house of cards in a long time. Probably because I suck at it. It's so funny to watch the Chocobo carry around that doll on its back as well. It's very humorous to me. And I'm going to switch our party paradigms here really quickly. Or at least our default paradigms to Relentless Assault. Just because I want a huge damage output right now. And I don't really want to argue about it, because I'm not in the arguing mood. But I'm going to once again look for this fragment that is hidden. And even the book, the guidebook makes the point that one of this oh, we missed a bunker beast there, I think. That this fragment being hidden is one of the most dastardly things that Square-Enix could have done. And I would definitely agree. I would ploy to agree with that statement. I don't even know if you can ploy to agree with anything, but I guess I am now. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm just going to, like I said before, I'm just going to explore as much of this area as possible, because you never know what you're gonna find here. Like I said before, I think we might have actually gotten that fragment And that was the one fragment we grabbed in this area. I know we got... Actually, I'm not sure if we got a fragment for beating Protophale C. Adam or not, but I guess I can always look it up. But we're in a fight right now, and it's time to die for you guys. These Luminous Pumas are very squishy, considering our progression at the moment. And I do like that, because these fights go a lot more quickly. Oh my gosh, look at those heals. And now we take down the Flanitor. We'll probably actually end up killing him in one swoop. I'd be kind of surprised if we don't, because I don't think he ends up healing himself. There we go. Look at that damage output, man. That just feels good with 2 Ravagers getting that stagger bar up to 120. And since Sarah has her extra ATB bar now, it will be up from what I believe it was around 118, 115 was where we had it before. But yeah, we finished that fight very quickly and awesomely. Awesomely is now an adverb, guys. I'm not kidding. Okay, so let's, like I said, I'm just going to explore just a fair bit here. You honestly never know what you're going to miss as well. You could miss, I know there's actually one fragment hidden on top of one of these buildings, because if you guys remember before, there's a picture, and in that picture it was detailing the location of a certain fragment around the area. And I think with that, we've explored this whole floor. I just need to, there we go, pick that last part, and now we can hop into the gate. And if there's any guesses as to what it is, I mean, if you guys don't know it, then that's cheating, but hey, make some guesses right now in your head, because you guys might be fairly surprised at what we end up coming out this gate to find. But without further ado, let's activate the gate here, interact, and see if we can spend one of our wild artifacts, consume them, and open the gate. Step into the flow of time, as you guys know so very well. Let's do it. And there's just something about that animation that just makes me so happy. And look at that! New location unlocked. Erba 300 AF with a total of 9 fragments. All fragments which we will receive when we actually go into Erba 300 AF. There's one gate there, but we're not actually hopping into that gate until much later in the story. Actually, it's probably not much later, just a little bit later, but we're going to hop in and read the description to Erba 300 AF right now.
The village of Erba is returned to how it once was. The strange distortion that threatened to swallow it is safely dispelled. But here and there, small fissures in space still remain. These fissures confound scientists. Are they a type of gate? Are they singularities in the process of giving birth to incomplete space-times? One thing is certain. Beyond them is a place that means a great deal to a certain little flying friend.
Very interesting. So they're hinting at Mog, this being a very important place for Mog. So let's hop in. Without further ado, the unfinished road. We're going to hop in Erba, grab these fragments, hopefully get a plenty amount of experience, and hopefully they are not Hands of Time, because we've done plenty of those already, and those are infuriating as all hell. But that's okay. We'll figure it out once we get there, and we'll just use our cheat if we need it. Doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. We will deal with everything as it comes across my desk, and I am no boss.
Hey Mog, where do you come from? Where's your hometown? Do you have family somewhere?
I don't know, Kubao. I've been all by myself since I can remember, Kubao.
I see. Well, do you at least know why you were in Valhalla?
That's a mystery too, Kubo. I was wandering through the void beyond, and I ended up there, Kubo. It was terrible in Valhalla. It was, Kubo. Kubo. But then lightning found me and took me in. So in the end, everything worked out, Kubo.
I see. So that's your plan, huh? You go where the wind takes you. I never thought I'd say this, but I'm kind of jealous.
Kubo? I'm a rolling stone, Kubo.